we have Australia's largest range of tyre brands and sizes. Find a cheaper identical tyre locally stocked and we'll beat it. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
It's round 16 action here at Lakeside Stadium. South Melbourne hosting Port Melbourne in the very close Port Phillip Crosstown derby. Johnny Cara, big implications in the league for this match, but also for both sides in the Cup coming on Tuesday night.
Yes, David, both teams will be mindful of FFA Cup qualifying matches coming up very shortly after this league match, but I'm sure both will approach this match professionally as well. For South, it's a great opportunity to further extend its lead, hopefully on top of the NPL Victoria ladder should it defeat Port Melbourne tonight. They defeated them earlier on in the season. Let's see if they can do it again tonight.
There's Icky Jawadi with those multicoloured boots that he debuted last week. Good ball played in there, and that'll be offside, and that's unfortunate for South because Matthew Miller cut a nice ball back there for Milos Lujic. Flag up quickly though, and I think that one definitely offside. Goes up the line, Marla getting in the way. Jawadi to Miller. Does well to keep that going, Miller, and he'll get it back here. Reward for his hard work. Miller puts a cross up, wants Lujic. Lujic with the header, and Gavalis. Luke Gavalis, that is brother, of course, of the South Melbourne keeper Peter Gavalis from a few years back. One played long. De Bruy's in behind the defence here. Fashini gets back nicely, reaches the ball, but De Bruy keeps it alive. Goes across. Goodwin has space. Isn't able to bring it down cleanly. Oh, straight into the head of Michael Eager, and eventually Goodwin gets his shot in. I thought he was going to cross that one. Smashed it into the South skipper, and the shot fairly tame in the end. Norton. Schroen wants Epifano. Acrobatic effort. Doesn't reach it, and Kearney's clearance doesn't deal with it. Norton in for Epifano! Nice shot there, curling towards goal. Does well Luke Gavalis to tip that one over the bar. Still 0-0 here.
Good opportunity here for South, a bit opportunistic as well, but Nick Epifano, who's done this before from the same angle, just a little bit closer in last year against the Melbourne Knights, spots Luke Gavalis off his line slightly. The goalkeeper makes sure he tracks back and tips that over for a corner kick. Good effort from Epifano. He's trying to get on the goal scoring sheet tonight, and good effort as well from Gavalis to tip that over for a corner.
One's coming down with some snow on it here on this very cold night in Melbourne. It's going to be another opportunity here for Milos Lujic. Squares it up, Hatzikostas. Use that strength, does well here, Hatzikostas. Keeps it alive to Icky Jawadi. Hatzikostas again. Now Norton and Epifano. Epifano turns, plays Norton. Chance now, he's got Schroen, and Lujic goes in towards Lujic. Lujic goes down, and that's a penalty. Referee points at the spot. Big moment in this game. It was a nice build-up, good persistence there, and it's a yellow card for Eliopoulos for giving that one away, John. Big decision this.
Milos Lujic was frustrated there as the penalty was awarded. But I guess technically it is a penalty. There is a tug on the shirt, and it's Lujic to take the spot kick.
Milos Lujic, penalties have been a problem for South in the last few weeks. Can the Golden Boot winner convert? Up steps Lujic, and no mistake, a nicely taken penalty. Sends Gavalis the wrong way, tucks it into the back of the net, and South Melbourne, just before the half-hour mark, go up 1-0.
Good penalty from Milos Lujic, and strikes that perfectly past it into the far corner of the net, sending Gavalis the wrong way. Very confident penalty from the centre forward. He's back on the goal scoring charts in recent weeks, and as you see there, David, very confident with his spot kick. Gavalis not very happy. Thought he went the right way initially, but Lujic sending him the wrong way, and it's 1-0 here at Lakeside Stadium.
And look to build on the counter, and it's a bit of a gallop going. That's a dangerous ball. It's played back by Goodwin. It's been turned over, and they might be made to pay here, Port Melbourne. Epifano keeps going. Epifano plays it in low. Gavalis with a reflex save, and eventually cleared away by Carvelis, and Port Melbourne out of jail.
Yeah, good opportunity for South to double their lead here. Some nice work down the far side from Epifano. He goes for the cross. It deflects there off Carvelis. Good save, a good reaction save from Gavalis. He flicks it up. I think it hits his nose, and eventually it's cleared by Carvelis.
And they get going on the run here. Played flat by Kearney. Schroen gets in the way. And, well, they've got it again here. That's a nice ball into De Bruy. Beg your pardon, it's Goodwin. Goodwin with the shots. And it was dipping, but dipping too late over the bar and nearly catching South sleeping there. Ganovich plays that one high and long. It's a bit of wind behind it. Goes a long, long way, bounces over Lujic. And now it's fallen nicely for Matt Miller. Matty Miller, well, he did well to get him behind the defence. Probably wasn't expecting it to sit that well. And a bit of pressure, unable to put his shot on target. Gilardi contests, but he can't reach that one in time. Another high ball. Goodwin goes up. Eager gets in front of him. Kearney can't keep that one down. And now Gilardi goes long. Goes long and it'll sit for Matthew Miller a second time. He's got him behind the defence and Matty Miller's shot. He struck it well. It was dipping just a little bit too late. And if he can get one of these on target, John, he'll be on fire.
Well, it's a good little opportunity here for Matt Miller. Like you said, David, he's getting closer and closer to scoring. Bit opportunistic there. He got him behind the defence, chipped it over Gavalis. Unfortunately, it goes over the crossbar as well.
Eager does nicely again to intervene there, and that's a clever header by Schroen. Didn't quite come off for him. Now Gilardi, he's got a bit of space and he's got Epifano running. Now Epifano, he's got Norton if he wants him. Turns in on the right foot, the shot. Saved by Gavalis. Chance for Miller. Has options. Miller with the cross. Another opportunity. Punch clear by Gavalis and cleared eventually. I think it was Carvelis who got the final intervention there, and somehow with 3 chances, South could score.
Well, again, it's another great opportunity for South to double their advantage here. Epifano, he's cutting again and he's tried to score. Gavalis pushes it wide. Good save initially. The resulting cross from Miller is flicked on to Gavalis quite wide. Didn't quite just catch that, I'm not sure. David, he palms it straight to Milos Lujic, but luckily for Port, you've got Carvelis there who does the clearance.
It's a nice little turn, and he might get away from Icky Gilardi here. And Port Melbourne are threatening with De Bruyne, and he's run straight into the brick wall that is Michael Eager. A textbook block tackle. Now he goes on a counter-attack, and they're on here, South Melbourne. Epifano's running. He's got space. Puts the ball in for Milos Lujic. And all that build-up looked very, very nice. Unfortunately, Big Millsy couldn't get that one. Any real power behind it. Gavalis goes towards the wing that time. And the header on to come off for Port Melbourne here. Another opportunity. They press forward. De Bruyne, Eager. Eager does well. And oh, dear me. What was going on there from Big Raganovic? That was a back pass, and I think he slipped in trying to come out to retrieve it and eventually headed it out to avoid giving away the free kick.
Well, even when Big Nicola makes mistakes, David, he still gets away with it. He's tripped there. He's tripped there with the back pass from Michael Eager, but he recovers very professionally and heads that out for a corner.
Short corner taken quickly, and space here for the cross. Port Melbourne options in the middle. Miller heads clear. It comes back in a second time. Maybe chance number 3. That one goes in, and Raganovic pops it up onto his shoulder, back into his arms, and South Melbourne hold firm. Fashini gives it to Epifano. Epifano's run into trouble, and they've got numbers here for the counter-attack, Port Melbourne. Opportunity, ball played in. De Bruyne, he's in one-on-one. Marla does really well to knock him off balance. He's got another opportunity. De Bruyne turns onto his left foot, swings in the shot, and that one goes wide. And chalk that one up to Tim Marla for that excellent intervention, because, geez, John, De Bruyne was very, very close to scoring there. Norton, up the line, Epifano. Epifano finds space to turn, does really well to get that one to Icky Gilardi. And Gilardi can keep going, you might be able to shoot. Gilardi, still going Gilardi, will pass in the end. Miller flicks that one over. Here comes Schroen. And Schroen didn't get enough space to put real power on the header and drifts over the bar. Norton, that's nicely done, Brad Norton. Epifano, oh, clever. Timed his pass nicely to Schroen. And again, they're opening up the Port defence. Port really stretched to the back here. Well, they press forward looking for that equaliser. Lujic, he's up. Here's Hatziakostas. Beautiful ball for Milos Lujic. He's through one-on-one with Gavalis. Lujic, Gavalis gets the save, looks it behind himself and jumps on the loose ball, and they're still in this, Port Melbourne.
Well, that's South's best opportunity to make it 2-0 this evening. Brilliant ball from Hatziakostas, setting Milos Lujic one-on-one with Gavalis. Lujic trying to go to the far post. Instead, he shoots straight at Gavalis, goes in between his legs, but luckily for Port's goalkeeper, he manages just to save the ball. It's still 1-0 here at Lakeside.
Double substitution by South Melbourne. Off comes Icky Gilardi and Marcus Schroen, and on comes 2 very likely replacements, Matt Theodore and Leigh Minopoulos. Epifano's corner. Towards the far post, goes over the head of a couple of Port players. Eager into Minopoulos, into the net, and that should do it, John. 2-0 South Melbourne, 19 minutes to go. Leigh Minopoulos, the super sub, off the bench with a nice finish from close range. Although it was beautiful work by Michael Eager in the build-up. I think Alan Kearney will be kicking himself after that one, though, missing that.
Well, Leigh Minopoulos, you've called it before, David, the super sub. He's only been on for about 5 or so minutes, and he's on the score sheet. The ball played to the back post where the captain Eager is. He drives that low, into the 6-yard box, and there is an unmarked Leigh Minopoulos to tap home past Gavalas. Double South's advantage tonight. You see there, Eager with a lot of time there, drives it across. He's unmarked there, and he taps that into the back of the net. Port defence nowhere to be seen, and South have a 2-0 lead.
Fashini floats that one really, and I think he wanted Minopoulos, but it was a poor free kick in the end from Big Fosh. And Port Melbourne, they can score here. They might be able to open the game up a bit. They're running on the counter. Eager with the block tackle again, didn't quite manage to take the ball away, but really put him off his shot and blunted that attack nicely. Milos doesn't really know what he wants at the moment. Port Melbourne, they're desperate to try and get something going, but to South's credit, really holding them back nicely. That's well done there by Epifano. Cuts that off, and beautiful ball forward to Lujic. Put the game away. He's been brought down. Abradovic with the intervention. They come away with the ball here, Port, but there are shouts for a penalty.
And they're good mates as well, Abradovic and Lujic, and they've tangled here. Look, David, there are shouts for a penalty. It's another half one that's not given. On this occasion, the referee waves play on.
Free kick in, Lujic. Milos Lujic, he had space and time. He jumped nicely, connected fairly well, but didn't direct that one where he wanted. Well, Port Melbourne, they're really getting desperate now. They need something here in this play realistically. The ball played in, and a wonderful opportunity from close range. It was Yalaz in the 6-yard box, turned quickly, couldn't direct it.
Well, here's a great opportunity for Port to pull one back with the match heading into the 90-minute mark, and Yalaz there unmarked, and he heads it over Roganovic's bar. Great opportunity for Port.
Well, time's probably the enemy of Port Melbourne now. Well into stoppage time here, and geez, the shouts for a penalty there. Hit Hutzi Costas. It appeared to hit him on the shoulder or the arm. Well, John, I have to say to the naked eye, that looked like South might have escaped one there.
It certainly did, David. We'll see the arm out from Hutzi Costas, and yeah, it does hit him on the arm. And look, on a technicality, South got given a penalty in the first half. That should have been given a penalty to Port Melbourne.
Final substitution of the game. Nick Epifano had a good game tonight. Comes off. Chris Irwin comes on to see out the last couple of minutes of the game. That one over the back, and Gavalas might be able to pump this for one final attack. In fact, he won't need to bother. The referee said that's all she wrote. 2-0 South Melbourne. They were good for their win, John. Solid throughout the game. Took the chances when they came. Both sides probably could have scored a couple more, but in the end, probably a fair result and a decent game. Both sides, of course, with Tuesday night on their minds also.
Yeah, definitely. I think South were the better team on the night. Both teams, like you said, created opportunities. South created more opportunities in the end, and I thought they were good for their 2-0 win. Good to maintain a clean sheet going into Tuesday night's match, David, and a professional result which sees us remain on top of the NPL Victoria ladder.
This week's Melbourne City Toyota Player of the Match award goes to a man who had an outstanding defensive game and chipped in with an assist. Well done, Michael Eager. Really, even though everyone might be focused on the Cup on Tuesday, we've had a great night.
Yeah, we put a lot of importance on tonight's game. Obviously, there were 2 games in sort of 5-6 days, but we put a lot of importance on tonight's game and prepared well and got our result right, and then other ones have gone our way since, so it's great end to the night. The big thing I stressed from the start was focus. Focus on this game. Everything else is outside our control. The Cup game, it happens later on. Other results in the league, outside our control. So what we can control tonight was our game and our result, and thought the boys did really well, and on another night, we could have had quite a few more.
We had a shocker against the Burgers now 2-3 weeks ago. Since then, defensively, we've looked fantastic. We've looked so much tighter. And it's been without Luke Adams, without KK. They've both been unavailable. It's just the defensive units look so much sharper since then.
Yeah, look, I think Heidelberg, it was a terrible result, terrible performance. No hiding from that. And we analysed, especially defensively, that those mistakes and those sort of basics that we got wrong can't happen again. So, we've really looked at that, and I think we've tightened those sorts of things up really well. So it's a good role to go on, and we're going to Bentley now with plenty of confidence.
Timmy, fair to say you're enjoying having a good run back in the senior side. Injury slowed you down for a few weeks there, but you look fired up tonight.
Yeah, good to be back in the side. The boys held the fort pretty well while I was away. I mean, that's the beauty of this squad. We've got a lot of depth, so no matter what happens to any players, as we've got a couple out at the moment, we can always just chop and change, and nothing really seems to change too much on the field. But I mean, even last week I thought we were a bit stiff to cop that goal off a corner, and we said, we really want a clean sheet and get back to what we normally do best, and we came out tonight and we did that, so we're can't really complain at the back. I mean, we've had a pretty big schedule as is, and then we're coming up on Tuesday. We know it's going to be a tough game. Bentley always tough. I mean, any team that we play in the league is tough, and everyone's out to get each other. So we've got to focus, do what we've got to do at training, and come out fine on Tuesday and not let ourselves down, or most probably anyone else at the sports club.
Obviously, have to stay focused, but clearly the fans will be out there in force, and hopefully the players can lift off that too.
It is good when the fans come out. I mean, even tonight I heard a couple of little funny chants there when you get a stoppage, and it keeps you going just knowing that they're there. Even when we play poorly, sometimes they have every right to go off at us, and I mean, they do within reason, and they still support us the next week, and it is good knowing that they're going to come week in, week out.
I got Leigh Minopoulos here with me, and back on the score sheet tonight, mate. A nice finish from close range, and an unusual assist. Michael Eager teeing up for that one.
I know, it's a funny combo, Eggs to me, but yeah, hang out with Eggs a lot, and it was good he got me one tonight. It's a good gig, the tap in. Lujic has got a good gig in the team. We're in a pretty heavy schedule at the moment. I think it's 5 games in maybe 14 days, it could even be, so it's more just about getting through it and getting results and grinding it out. These months in winter, you're not going to play pretty football, you just got to get results, and we've been pretty good at that the last couple of years, and again tonight, it was just one of those games, get the points, and one eye on Tuesday.